Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's been a while since I published the last one. I've just been full on pretty busy with life and a few other different things, and which included, or mostly in the last few days, I travelled down to Newcastle for my brother's birthday. So I was there for a few days doing that. But I have been playing on and off here and there, and what I've been trying to work on lately is a slime. Oh my god, I hate powdered snow. Ugh. It is the worst. I really don't like it. So I have been working on this cactus farm. So I've done a basic mock-up, as you can tell, just so you can see that it works. And eventually I'll, I don't know, make it all pretty and do whatever with it. So this is how it's going to look. I'm going to put, close all that in and go from there. But let's just keep it going. I wanted to make sure it worked before I did anything, which is good. And yeah, so it's not too bad. So where have I been? Well, as I said, Newcastle, which has been pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Newcastle, but hey, that's where the brother is, so that's pretty cool. And I went down there for a few days. I was going to ride the bike. That I don't know, I need that on top, don't I? I was going to ride the motorbike, but originally when I looked at it, actually I'm just going to do it like this. It looked like a lot of rain, and I am not a wet weather. Oh my god, I am not a wet weather rider. Big sook. I don't like riding in the rain. It terrifies me, so I'm not going to do it. It's just dangerous and silly, in my opinion. So I ended up just driving down, which is pretty cool. Not much the same, and stayed along down the way. And it, whenever I do it, I don't know where most people have travelled. One thing I particularly really dislike about traveling in this country is just how expensive it is. It is phenomenally expensive. I don't know how people do it. Whether for holidays, families certainly can't do it unless they're saving lots of money. And even then, what kind of quality are you getting for it? Like the average motel room, and I'm talking basic motel room. Nothing fancy, nothing. Oh, that was the wrong one. Nothing, groundbreaking or anything like that. $150 a night. I mean, you can look at an average of $150 a night to do that. And what are you getting for that? A basic motel room. Yes, sometimes they're nicer, sometimes they're better, but ultimately it's just the same. So let's look at it as a rough thing. I went away for 4 nights altogether, and I used a mix of Airbnb and normal motels. Airbnb, I remember when it first sort of came around and was marketed as also, and I do like Airbnb. I love the concept of it. But it used to be sort of like a cheaper alternative. It no longer is that. Airbnb can be just as expensive, if not more expensive, than motel rooms. Sometimes it's worth it because you've got beautiful areas, but realistically, sometimes it's not. And it just annoys me because, okay, hang on. I don't need to put this here because there's already the one layer there. The colors I've used here are just all over the place, which is what I love most. I love making various, different colors of things. So that's why you got the oranges and greens from the, oh my god, whatever you call this prismarine stuff. And I will get back to my topic. Oh my god. But yeah, I like to use very different colors. So it is phenomenally expensive, and I don't mind Airbnb. I quite like some of them, and and in fact, like we even want to set up an Airbnb at our place one day. We've got a perfect space where currently my computer setup is, which means I have to give that up. But hey, that's okay if it means making an extra bit of money for some space. And yeah, we really want to make something of it. But so you're looking at $150 a night from motels and different things like that. And what are you getting for them? Just the bare basics. So if you go any further, high up more than that, it can be, a really high cost. So that's in between them ones. That's in between them ones. So that's all we need for that. I just think it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and whingy, but I just really don't feel like we're getting value for money in this country, and it's extremely difficult to travel. It's cost prohibitive for most people, and I don't know how people do it. I certainly struggle to do it. So then you've got on top of that fuel, which I know fuel is probably for not expensive in every country that you go to, and there's different issues related to that. But in Australia, it can be very expensive, at least. So my car's diesel, which is good, and it can get like probably 800 k's on a really good trip out of a tank. So that's an average of 600 kilometers. So, but to fill that up from empty is about $150. So if I need to fill up 2 or 3 times, let's say 3, just to make sure I get down, because Newcastle from my house is about 800 kilometers. So twice, let's say 3 times, just to be sure. You're looking at $400, $500 on average to sort of fill that up. That's phenomenal. That's expensive. I'll get back to that in a second. So, done one layer. I'm only really going to do 2 layers. I don't need to do a huge amount. It just needs to keep working all the time and going. And the reason I'm doing this is because out of the long list of farms I want to get done, is this for the green dye. So I want to get the green dye going for this. Now I can put this directly above, can't I? Because that's all it really needs to go. And I know these things aren't lossless. I know that they are not perfect, and that is okay. Okay, actually, let's go here like this and like that. Perfect. Actually, no, it needs to go up one more, doesn't it? It does. I know these things, so these aren't. This is not lossless. That's okay because it's close enough. It'll do. I really don't think it matters too much. So let's go there like that, and then I need to put this one here, don't I? Yeah, because that'll grow up to there, and yeah, I think that's fine. I'll go down and have a quick look. 3. Can it go down one? Actually, I think it can. I'll go grab that because it didn't fall down. Beauty is this is most of it's going to go down here, which I have. We'll connect all this up at the end of the day. And this is where it'll all filter out eventually. So, I saw a bit of, oh my god, okay. So that can go there, that's fine. This will be, I had to put these down because when I first laid it down, these corners were freezing, so the water was freezing at the end of the day. So this is going to be the next level up here. So getting back to the topic, it's just phenomenally expensive to travel. I just don't get it. I don't understand how people do it. I know there's so many different factors, and I get so annoyed that you're paying that amount of money for motels and things like that, but I really don't think you're getting value for what you're paying. You're just not. You're just not, and it annoys me that it just becomes cost prohibitive to travel anywhere. So if we average say $500 for my fuel, the 3 nights, so 2 nights of it was motels and 2 nights it was Airbnb. The Airbnbs were roughly about the same price. They were a lot nicer, so I didn't mind paying the price for that because you got more for what it was. But don't get me wrong, this is the same problem with Airbnbs and what you're getting for. So it's $300 for 2 nights, $600 for 4 nights. So $600 for accommodation, $500 for fuel. You're looking $1,100, $1,100 so far, not including the meals. So that's the meals and traveling and everything else. So obviously that's entirely dependent on the individual, yourself, and as to how much it's going to cost because of what you eat, the places you eat. I just mainly stop at the service stations and fast food joints along the way. I know it's not great, but it is what it is, and it does the job. Because if you go into a lot of the towns along the way, you're taking several, to go into a lot of the towns, you're off the bypass and you're adding half an hour to the trip. So if you do that 3 or 4 times, you're adding several hours to the trip, which if you want to do, not a problem. So this is why I say you do you. But this one, let's say an average of, I really don't know. 100, I want to say $100 a day in food and drinks and things like that. I don't know if that's unrealistic or expensive, but it feels about right. So let's say $100 a day. So we're looking, so it's $400 for the 4 days, and that takes it up to $1,500. So for a 4-day trip, minimum cost is $1,500. That just seems excessive to me. That just seems really, really expensive. And it bothers me, and there's nothing I can do about it. But actually, no, I don't want to do this. Hang on. I want to try and do it above where it was. So let's do it there. Yeah, I just think it's expensive, and I don't know what it's like in other countries or other people's experience. There are obviously lots of different ways to travel, to manage money, to budget, all those different things. I'm sure people can do it for cheaper. This is not the one thing for everybody. It's just my whinge and my experience. But overall, I just don't think we get value for money. And to get what I think value for $150 for a motel room, you're looking at $400 motel rooms. And who reasonably in our life, our circle, or the type of life we lead can pay $400 for a motel or accommodation for the night? That's excessive. That's the lifestyle of way out of my league. So yeah, that's my experience. My whinge. So I got back, I upgraded the server to 21.8 or something like that. Did that. And I thought, oh, this is the one where you get the copper bulbs, and not the bulbs, the lanterns and the thing, but that's still a snapshot apparently. So I got kind of excited for that. But so yeah, this has been updated, and just done a whole lot of tree chopping and gathering resources and things on the server so far, and just doing general things, which is pretty cool. Not a great deal, but this is as I said, it's mainly just to update my. I like getting all the dyes, so I like all the different coloured concretes, the different coloured wools. As you know, I've got the wools going in the sheep farm, so I just need to get this going so that I can have a regular green dye, and that's the whole point of it. Right, let's go down here. Cool. So that's pretty much functioning. That's pretty much done. So I've just got to find a way to light it up, I guess, and get it all pretty looking. Go from here. Oh, yeah, I need to get rid of that snow anyway, so that's cool. And I will show you the Guardian farm eventually. And I need to go, and obviously you can see from my pick that I need to repair my pick. So I'm going to do that as well. And I want to make this glass. I'm going to do that when I get a chance. So let's go up. And I need to make this much higher too. So I'll do this as well as we go along. But yeah, that's been it. And I got a few more. Like I'm going to do quite a few videos coming out pretty quickly in the next week or so. I did an interview for a new job today, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a second interview for next week. So once that sort of starts, then obviously things obviously slow down, life takes back over again. But the plan is to just pump a few out in the next few days and weeks, because I've got so much I want to do. So much I want to do, just to little things here and there. And I've noticed, I don't know if anyone else, if you've noticed this or not, but I've noticed when I do YouTube, in the algorithm and recommended and things like that, there has been an increase in the amount of Minecraft videos, which is awesome. Oh, see, I love that. I know this isn't, I love this. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I'm just going to do it there so I can get a screenshot out of this. That's incredible. That is so cool. I've noticed a few more, and I don't know if it's just because it's what I'm doing or because of the reasons I'm doing it, but I've noticed a lot more Minecraft Let's Plays and Forever Worlds and things like that popping up on my feed, which is awesome to see. It's the whole reason I sort of started again, because you're going to die, mate. I need to put a roof on this. I should have bought a bed here. Oh, he died, whatever that was. Which is good. So I don't know if it's just the, people doing more, starting to come out, or if it's just the ones that were there appearing more in my YouTube feed. But I appreciate it. I appreciate. Oh, look, he's going to die. That whoever's in there, maybe. Don't know. Yep, he's slowly dying. I really do not like powdered snow. I'm sorry, it's not. It is my least favorite. Everything, and I know you can put it in buckets and probably do lots of different things with it. But yeah, so I've noticed, like, thankfully, I think, well, I'm grateful for it. A lot more in the Let's Plays popping up in my YouTube feed, which is really good to see. And particularly, I came across this one, an Australian guy. I love all sorts of countries, but I particularly also, because I'm from Australia, love coming across other Australian Minecraft creators. I think that's so cool, because typically, no offense, but most of them are just American or European, and it's so good to see Australian ones. There's a lady who does one, another one. I forget her current name, but she used to be known as Tiny, and I followed her many, 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 many years ago, and then she just randomly popped up in my YouTube feed one day, and I was like, oh, this is a familiar face, or familiar voice, I should say. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I started following her again, and she does some really good videos where she plays the original alpha versions of Minecraft and things, but she has some really good discussions about, life and philosophy and things like that. It's really, really interesting. If I can think of it or remember it, I'll put it in the description to link, because I think there's nothing better than linking other creators to show people what's out there. So I think it's been really cool. I've been loving watching all the different videos that people put out. Okay, so you can see that that's working. I'll just get a bit better look though. Okay, so yep, it's working. I read on the wiki that cactus grows at like every 18 minutes. A cactus grows. So I just had another one, so that'll pop in a second. There's a whole bunch of hoppers underneath the farm. Come on. Okay, maybe we lost it. There's a whole bunch of hoppers under here that all... Actually, no, there isn't. Sorry, just the one hoppers that lead from there to there. That's all there is. So that's cool. Now, let's put some glass. And I went on a massive... One of the things I've been doing the last few days is building up a heap of glass from sand and then smelting it all and going from there and doing it. And I want to do this because, I don't know, somehow open this up to make it visible, I guess. I think that's pretty cool. I love watching this sort of stuff, or just having the ability to watch it when you open your world up. But I'll show you when I get done. But over here, just on the other side of this is the pathway, which links to my original starter house there, and my, the sheep and the cows and the chickens all down there. So let's do two like this, and then I want to cover the roof with prism arenas again. And I really love just really different colors and weird abstract color schemes. That's why I went the prismarine. No particular reason. I just think prismarine is pretty cool. And I'm going to put some prismarine lights in here, just so you've got some downward lights as well. Actually, is that high enough? Let me dig down a second. Have a look. No, I want it one higher. I don't know if it'll affect the cactus growing. It'll probably still break off and break as normal. However, there's no need to have it here, so let's go up at least another one. Actually, let's just go up two, bugger it, and do it that way. There's no real worries. I like the idea of it just popping it out above, so you can see, yeah, the original area there. And going to build it like as much as I can. All these builds will be in the mountain range, because I said the U shape starts there, goes all the way around the other side to there. In the middle is the big trading hall over there. which is going good. I've sort of done a little bit of terrifying, a bit of terraforming in front of it. Not a great deal. Just put a whole bunch of grass blocks down just to level it out, because you know how I'll show you at one point, but there was that bit underneath. I was gonna worried about how to fill it in. I just put grass, made it level. But I got a whole bunch of pale oak trees growing there at the moment to try and get a whole bunch of wood from them. Actually, I betcha I'm going to run out of prismarine here. Actually, no, I've got a heap in the. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm probably going to run out. I don't think I've got any in my chest here. So if I do run out, we'll go over and get some and see how we go. So. But the prismarine farm, the Guardian farm, I guess, it's built to be functional, but it's not been decorated or built upon at all. Oops. So don't judge me too harshly. Not that I think you would, but I get worried because I'm not a builder, and I get worried. Yeah. Oh my god, that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay. All right, let's put some lights to some random places, or random, but also, and you could probably get that prismarine to build it back up as well. I know. I know. Where are we going here? Sometimes it'll get lost in the. Actually, I could use the slabs. That's a good idea. I know that's what you were telling me, and when you were watching this video, you're like, Rex, you can just do that. Thank you for that reminder. I do appreciate it. And let's just put one in the middle to even it out, and go from there. I should put it there, but what I'm going to do is just put it there. So if you look underneath, you can see that that's the middle block. Now I'm going to cover this again. I'll probably fill all this in with dirt, and maybe cover this from the top. I don't know. Please be, yep. So you can, oh my gosh, I hate powdered snow. I hate it. Oh, idiot. Not you, me. So that's cool. Now I'm going to open that up eventually. So that comes down to here. So you'll see the main area and all the little farms over there. So it'll come into here, and this will all, there we go, got 15 back out of it, and 3 cactus. Oh, I will need a chest actually, but I don't have any wood on me, so let me come back to that. It's all right. There'll be plenty of storage there at the amount that this grows, which is more than fine for now. So I'll do a little small walkway, maybe 3 wide or 5 wide, along here out to the front, out to here. So you can walk in here and sort of have a look up and see where it is. Actually, I should have put a prism in there. That's what I was going to do, wasn't it? I'm a fool. Doesn't matter. It actually looks pretty cool. So I might leave that there anyway. And it works efficiently. I mean, obviously efficiently is subjective. I'm just going to put this in here because I don't need it. And I thought about automatically smelting it so that, you know, it automatically goes into the dye. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. So now that I don't need the prismarine, let me show you the the Enderman farm that I built, which is pretty standard. It is not revolutionary at all. And again, like most, is just functional. That down there, in case you haven't seen it before, there was another guy who plays on the server every now and then. I popped on the other day and it was, oh, he's there. So that goes down to his base down there. So this, but I need to, that's weird. Just remember that this is my forever world, and I have friends and people play on it, but this will always be my forever world. So no matter who comes and stays, I will keep this world and let it go. And if people stop playing, then that becomes part of the world. Their builds won't be destroyed, but you know, this becomes like abandoned places, which is going to be cool. Yeah. Anyway, and also like one of the wow, okay, that's random. You obviously come through a portal at some point. So I need to do so much, including the nether hubs and all these different pathways. So much. And I want to also, one of the many big projects I need to do is kill the Ender Dragon 19 more times. Yeah, to create all 20 portals. Is it 20 portals? However many portals that you get in the end. And I want to do that so, it just looks cool, and then I don't have to worry about respawning the dragon again. I started when I was bored waiting for this one day, doing this, but that all needs to be upgraded. This is just plan as I go. So, yeah, cool. Pretty standard. I'll go down. This all needs to be upgraded at some point. So, the three major projects are the Guardian Farm, the Nether Hub, this, and everything else. I did put a redstone sort of on-off system. I hate redstone. I'm no good at it. So this might not be the most efficient. It might not be effective. And before we get in here, I will turn the sound right down because I know what Endermen are like with their noise. So that is what it is. It works. It does the job. And we're just going to go from there. So I do want to eventually, as I said, be in this for a world, massively make this, really big and have lots of different things. There's an automatic underneath. There's an automatic. You can't see it, but see the ender pearls coming out there. So that is I've got a thing on there that automatically ejects all the ender pearls that come down. You can't even hear that at all, can you? I don't want it to be too loud, but I want some noise so I can know I'm being effective and hitting. So I love these types of farms. I absolutely adore them. Occasionally it's not great because they do teleport somewhere else, but that's okay. It's not, like I say in most things, it's not meant to be the best Minecraft thing in the world. It's just meant to suit me and do the job, and this does. So I like it. I think it's pretty cool. And sometimes I'll see, do ones where it just comes down in a 2x3 and you stand in front of it. But I also don't mind these ones where you can have a 360 access to them, because then you can have multiple players swinging away and not having to worry about it if that's what needs to happen. And it builds up so fast. Probably should have dumped a lot of this stuff off because I do like collecting ender pearls as well. Before Elytra came out, I ender pearled everywhere. So, and I still like to do it. I still like to have a collection of ender pearls on me. You don't really need the snow. So yeah, hang on. What have I done here? That needs to go there. So I keep a lot of ender pearls handy and go from there. Wow. Oh, also, while I was in the last week, you would have seen when at the slime farm, there was that skulk stuff underneath the area. So I went around to light up the area. I was just bored one day and I didn't want to do too much without recording, which again is a trap I don't want to fall into. There is going to be stuff you miss out on, unfortunately, and I want to keep playing in my own time, not just to record, because I think that's where you get. Anyway, so I was doing that and I went to clear it all out and and it's actually a massive, which I had no idea, ancient city underneath, directly under my base, which I thought there was just some of that. Sometimes you just get the skulk areas and not, but it's actually a huge ancient city. So every now and then I'll go in and I'll light up as much as I can. I go through and I destroy the things that spawn the guardian, whatever that's called, the warden, and then I'll go through as much as I can. But then the warden spawns, so I sook out and I log out. So and log out and come back and wait till it despawns and go back in. The problem with doing that is it takes me forever. So a lot of my time has been doing that, and it takes forever. So I think I've got most of the ancient city lit up, and most of this, whatever the shriek is called, to get rid of the to not spawn them. But I'm sure there's plenty there. I'm sure there's heaps. So yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. I don't think. Let me put all this away. I keep that there. I don't know if I have a sea lantern one. But now that I have access to a farm, maybe I should do that. What have we got here? Let's put that there. And things like the glass obviously aren't going to have Like I could do chests for things, but I'm just going to put that there for now. I'm just going to do that manually. I don't think there is a sea lantern. I think I have put them in here, or was going to. So what I might do is create a sea lantern, because I love sea lanterns. I use them all the time. Frog lights as well. I will use frog lights as much as I can. Yet another huge project to do down the line. But let's do this for now. Let's make this and I can change this later. Can figure it out as I go along. Storage fuel, cool. Do that. Excellent. Awesome. So look, that's it for today, for this episode. As in, I've got a lot. I want to do a lot of projects in the next week or two, and so just put. When I want to get rid of stuff, I just come behind here or wherever, dump it, wait till it spawns. I probably should build a proper. I suppose I was talking about the warden. I got a skull. It took many minutes to go and to keep going and going and going, running away. Carrots, potions. I had 2. What do you call those? When you die and you hold them in your offside hand and you don't die. I had 2 of those things. So yeah, it's cool, and I managed to get that, which is cool. Actually, one of the cool things about this base, talking about. So let me quickly, before I go, and I'll do a very quick run around. You would have seen some things, and I'm going to expand this as well. I want to build a potion room at some point, and I emptied this out to put a potion room, and I thought maybe I could put a whole bunch of corridors like this all through the mountain. So maybe that's something I'll do as well. So you can see the pale oak trees growing there. That'll be cutting down a couple jungle trees. So slime farms under there. Direct all this area underneath here is the ancient city. It is huge. Underground geode there. So underneath over here is a trial chamber. So I've been through a couple different times. Let me just turn around. But right around here somewhere, I've got some torches. There, right there. You would have seen it. So right down there, you go down there is a trial chamber. So okay, I'll go down quickly. Oops. And I have put it in here, water elevators and everything else. So here is a trial chamber I've need to go through. I've only done it on the basic level. Oh, wow. Obviously, I didn't clean these out last time. Wow, okay. I'm not the best on trial chambers, and I get lost in this every single time. I have got an ominous bottle farm, which is not efficient at all, but if I haven't shown you that, I'll show you at some point. What happened? Oh, that just went like that. So I'm not efficient at these things at all. And I need to do it where you do the next level and open it up to but I haven't done that because, you can get those maces or whatever they're called. So yeah, anyway, keep doing that. So this all needs to be cleared, and I've got there we go, up we go here. So this was one thing that I found like long before I started recording videos. So it's been here quite a while. I just never really access it. And I would like to completely clear it out of all the copper at some point and just have all the spawners there so you can go through. That looks cool. Let me go up here. Well, I having trouble flying today. Let's go over here. Okay, that looks cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, look, that's going to do it for today. And I will have a few more coming out in the next week or so, and a few more different projects and different little things that I want to do. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you come back and go look around with me as we that's funny, as we go along. But for now, I will catch you next time. So thank you. Bye-bye. Oops, wrong one. Bye.